Good evening. Sri Lanka, the pearl of the Indian Ocean, is currently facing what its president has called the largest and most challenging natural disaster in our history. This crisis was unleashed by the fury of cyclonic storm Ditwah, which brought torrential, continuous rainfall and destructive winds, leading to widespread catastrophic flooding and deadly landslides across the island nation.
And this is the Queen's Laundry. You can see some vehicles over there, so flooded. If we walk a little bit further, that's the sports complex. It's also flooded, yeah.
Cyclone Ditwah, which intensified and moved along Sri Lanka's eastern coastline in late November, delivered an unrelenting deluge that saturated the central mountainous regions, triggering fatal mudslides. Unlike typical cyclones that quickly dissipate over land, Ditwah's movement pattern kept it lingering near the coast, magnifying the damage through prolonged, heavy precipitation. Human toll. The official death toll is reported to be over 350 people, with an additional over 360 individuals still listed as missing in what are now major search and recovery operations. Affected population. Over 1.1 million people across all 25 districts of the country have been severely impacted. Displacement. Hundreds of thousands of families, more than 200,000 people, have been forced from their homes and are currently sheltering in over 1,500 government-run safety centers. Infrastructure destruction. Critical infrastructure, including major highways, railway lines, and power transmission pylons, have been severely damaged or completely destroyed, isolating entire communities. Floodwaters in the low-lying areas, particularly along the Kelani River that runs through the capital, have even inundated parts of Greater Colombo. The immediate aftermath has spiraled into a major humanitarian emergency. Access to clean water and sanitation is a critical issue. The World Health Organization, WHO, has warned of the heightened risk of waterborne, foodborne, and vector-borne diseases in the coming weeks. The situation for the most vulnerable is particularly dire. UNICEF Sri Lanka estimates that over 275,000 children are now facing a severe humanitarian crisis, lacking access to regular schooling, nutrition, and psychological support. Rescue operations are being led by the Sri Lankan armed forces, often working in dangerous, unstable terrain. Specialized search and rescue teams are utilizing naval vessels, Indian Air Force transport aircraft, and helicopters to airlift stranded families, including many pregnant women and infants, from isolated pockets of destruction. India's Operation Sagar Bandhu. India was the first responder, launching a massive humanitarian assistance and disaster relief (HADR) mission. This involved the deployment of naval vessels, including the aircraft carrier INS Vikrant and frontline warships. Along with large transport aircraft like the C-130J, they have delivered over 50 tons of relief material, including tents, blankets, hygiene kits, and crucial ready-to-eat meals, and have deployed multiple teams from their National Disaster Response Force, NDRF, for on-the-ground rescue work in high-risk areas like Cotchicade and Badala. Regional and global support. Other nations, including Pakistan, have also sent relief consignments and emergency teams to support the local efforts. The United Nations system in Sri Lanka has activated a coordinated response, establishing sector coordination across key areas like food security, health, and shelter, and is currently conducting a multi-sector needs assessment to target the most urgent gaps. The evacuation of tourists. The international community is also working to assist foreign nationals, with India coordinating the evacuation of over 2,000 stranded citizens, while other countries like Germany, the UK, and Australia have also had their nationals rescued by the combined efforts. The president has stated that the country must now face the immense task of reconstruction and recovery. The immediate challenges of clearing debris, restoring power, and ensuring public health will transition into the gargantuan task of rebuilding homes and critical infrastructure. Analysts are urging the government to incorporate lessons learned from this event. They note that the magnitude of damage from a moderately strong cyclone like Ditwah highlights Sri Lanka's high vulnerability to climate risks, especially in its densely populated coastal areas and landslide-prone central hills. Future recovery efforts must focus on climate-proofing key sectors, particularly health infrastructure and agriculture. The road ahead for Sri Lanka is long and arduous. From the immediate trauma of rescue and loss to the systemic challenges of economic recovery and climate resilience, the island nation requires the sustained attention and support of the global community. Our thoughts remain with the millions of Sri Lankans affected by this tragedy. We will continue to follow this developing story and bring you more updates as they become available. From all of us here, thank you for watching.